Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So, of course, it's me at midnight and having allergies, but I am showing up because that is my goal. Accountability. That was the word I chose for this year, and I am very much present and accountable. So, I'm happy to be here. I named this, Are You a Jellyfish Vegan? And it was basically from a talk that I saw on jellyfish Christianity. And it kind of goes the same way, because what it was suggesting was, in today's world, people are so busy trying not to offend anybody, heaven forbid, with all of our political correctness and everything, that people don't even have any convictions anymore. That a jellyfish literally has no spine, no muscles, no heart, no brain. Is that sounding familiar to you? It may very well sound very familiar. And so as a result, it is very difficult. Why are they even alive? How do they even survive? Actually, their skin is so thin, if it is even considered skin, I don't know, that actually they just absorb the food, nutrients, sunshine directly into their cells, and it allows them to live. But as humans, we're called to more than that. We're called to actually do the footwork, to actually learn and understand what it is we're following. And a jellyfish just floats in the tide. It just follows the rhythm of the tide. And that's what's happening today with Christians as well, but for sure in the vegan community. People are so busy floating along with the tide, not questioning how people are living, not questioning why people have that conviction. They're just floating along. And then, heaven forbid, a rogue wave might come, like people who have left the vegan movement and gone back to animal products. If a rogue wave hits, all those jellyfish, all these spineless vegans freak out and suddenly don't know which way the tides are going to go and who they should follow or cling on to. Cling on to yourself, man. Get informed enough to have some conviction so that you can stand on your own. So check this out. It said, and this is from a talk, but it said, a jellyfish is a pretty and graceful object when it floats in the sea, contracting and expanding like a little delicate transparent umbrella. They can be beautiful, but then check it. Yet the same jellyfish, when cast on the shore, is a mere helpless lump, without capacity for movement, self-defense, or self-preservation. That's what's going on. When suddenly the person they've been following changes with the tides or makes a different decision, they become this lumpless, lifeless, helpless individual who suddenly doesn't know who to follow anymore. Get some information, man. Grow a backbone. Grow a backbone. Oh my goodness. Anyone who knows me knows that my family is of a Jewish lineage by virtue of my mother and her mother and her mother and so on. So that's a real Jew, right? When it's by the mother. And my family is actually buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Los Angeles, where we snuck in my very Catholic father, and I'm sure he's rolling over in my mother's grave. Wondering what? Huh? Anyway, it's pretty great. But the only reason that I'm so content to follow Jesus is because I know with my entire being that it is simply God in human form. That he is simply God in human form. And I'm comfortable with that. And I could just see how, for centuries, God was trying to send his Holy Spirit to get the word out. And was finally just like, don't make me come down there. When he did come down here, and it could have been fire, brimstone, rocking the heavens, he decided to come as a gentle little baby and just be an observer for years. His ministry, his public ministry, was only 3 years until we killed him. Thank you. Sorry, Father. So from 30 to 33, everything we know about Jesus, the entire thing we know about the New Testament, which completely affirms and complements the Old Testament, all transpired in just 3 years. It's so amazing. But yeah, he came as a little baby, And had he been aborted the way we so readily do today, I was looking at some of the abortion statistics, which is really telling God, can you please take your trash back and not burden me with that baby, please? One of the greatest gifts and miracles of all time for anyone who's taken a risk. God bless my niece Chase. You know, she found out a couple of years ago that she was going to have a Down syndrome baby, and of course they recommended aborting. And up to the moment, she was in a panic and said yes. Penelope is the sweetest, brightest light you will ever meet. So brilliant, so funny. Yes, she has some deficits which she's working through, but she only brings joy to everybody. What if we had sent that back? What would God have said about that? You know, I was looking, and in the United States alone, and remember, the United States only has 330,000 people. 330,000 people, right? A third of a billion, nothing. India alone has 2.5 billion. China alone has 2.5 billion. You know, Africa is another 1.5 billion, and all the other countries are little chiclet-sized countries that have a teeny bit, and we only have 330,000. And of our 330,000, wait for it, I hope you're sitting, 900,000, I'm sorry, forgive me. Am I saying that right? Yeah, yes, I am. So 330,000, which is a third of a billion, 900,000 are aborted every year. Wait, how is that possible? Sorry, but how is that possible? I'm not seeing something right. Yes, I'm not saying it right. Sorry, did I mention I'm tired? Okay, let's get this right. It's 330 million. That's why I'm saying it wrong. 330 million, which is 1/3 of a billion. Okay, 330 million. So yes, 900,000, which is just shy of a million. 900,000 babies in the United States alone are killed every year, which is about 2,500 a day. 2,500 every 24 hours, which means a minimum of 1,000 babies an hour every 60 minutes. 1,000 babies an hour are being killed and sent back. Sorry. Praise God Jesus wasn't sent back. I'm sure God would have figured it out, but I'm just glad he got through. So thank you, Mary and Joseph, for being God-fearing people, even though you were a scared teenager. Thank you to Tanny Raw's little girl, Carly, who dared to have a baby at 16, who has turned out to be the kid of love and light. That little Griffin is a total crack up. He's intelligent. He's fun. He can get along with people of all ages. He chooses to eat vegan and plants. And, you know, he's finally in kindergarten, just a little 6-year-old navigating life. But because his 16-year-old mother said yes to life. And Mary was between 12 and 14. And granted, the phenomenon of teenagers was just created 100 years ago. Teenagers did not exist before 100 years ago. It went straight from adult the minute you had your period. There was no teenage. Anyway, though, I got off topic a little bit there, but the point is there are many vegans walking around who look vegan. They look beautiful, by all accounts. They look healthy. But if you ask them a question, they might reference someone else. They might say, oh, well, you should look that up on, well, why don't you watch it? You could probably, hi, do you have a spine? Do you have a brain? Do you know anything for yourself? Have you memorized anything regarding veganism, regarding your health, regarding facts about why you've chosen to eat this way, or what the nutrients are, anything? You might want to do that. Same thing, you're not going to be able to stand before God at the end of your life and say, well, can you pull it up on social media? Because he's going to say, yeah, no, sorry, and nor is this multiple choice. What do you know for you? People, get that conviction while you're breathing, please. We only have while we're breathing, okay? And we don't know how long we have at all. Because even if we live completely well, a darn accident could take us out, right? You might be the healthiest vegan in the world right up until a car rolls you over. Anyway, I didn't mean to get dark on that, but honestly, so it says people are just afraid to have extreme views of any kind at the risk of offending somebody. They think it's a mark of cleverness and intellect to have no decided opinions about anything and to be utterly unable to make up their minds. Because that's showing acceptance of everybody. God doesn't prefer anybody beyond the fence. He's like, come on, don't sit in the middle. Have a conviction one way or the other. You know me, I'm one of those people. I have convictions about everything, and I can be so wrong, and I'm accidentally swaying people, and then I'm like, wait, stop, I'm sorry, it's my bad. I was wrong, I will argue it tooth and nail, and then surrender at the end and say my bad. But at least I had a conviction, right? Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted this. It is believed that you must be liberal and kind. You must condemn no man's doctrinal views. You have to consider everybody is right and nobody's wrong. God, what a boring world. What a boring world. Have a conviction, people. Grow a spine, okay? Don't be a jellyfish. Please don't be a jellyfish. Even if you're wrong, believe something. I'm kind of cool that way. It freaks my husband out. We'll see somebody. They've got those earplugs. They've got tats everywhere. They have a tear from prison. They're in, dreadlocks and leathers. And he'll be like, and I'll be like, what's up? He's like, what are you doing? And I walk over and I just go, I don't know you at all. I don't know your life at all. But I love the conviction of who you are. I love that you have demonstrated the stuff you believe in by how you're presenting. Thanks for that. And they're like, okay. But I get it, man. Have a conviction. What do you believe? Learn your stuff and care and risk being wrong. So what? At least you took a risk. I'm kind of proud of my students right now. I had 50 students again today. I'm trying to figure it out for my partner teacher, and they can't seem to get subs, so I just took 50 kids a day, which besides it being 10 after midnight might be partly why I'm tired. But, I was so proud of my kids because they're not afraid to raise their hand. I'm sure they were last year, but in my class, you're required, of course, to introduce yourself, to stand up, to speak all the time, but they're doing it. And I love that. It has to be a no-risk environment, but even if it results in an argument, let's just talk it through. Why are you afraid of an argument? Talk it through. Someone might accidentally grow. All right, that's my righteousness of the day, my friends. Do not be a jellyfish vegan. Do not be a jellyfish Christian. Remember that it's only while you're breathing that you can affirm who you are. Figure it out. Come push against these walls. I'll push back for fun and we'll get you stronger. All right, like if you like, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you think of that talk. I hope you're asleep. And until we talk again, trust that I'm praying for you, and best of all, that you're blessed.